A beautiful party calls for a beautiful centerpiece, and this ginormous design was created using that FloraCraft foam made from recycled plastic. I love this product because you can make it in advance without having to worry about added labor when you get to event setup, the flowers staying fresh, and of course the unexpected costs of last-minute labor. So let's get to work. I'm going to show you how we built this spectacular design. We are going to start with this FloraCraft foam with PolyRenew. It's perfect for our silk flowers, our permanent botanical, if you will, because it holds really well. It's really firm. I love the fact that it's made with recycled material, made right here in the US. It travels well, it holds well, and well, it's just fantastic. So I already went ahead and prepped this particular piece, and I'm going to show you how we did that. So you can use a 9-inch to 12-inch tray. That is this tray that I'm using. I chose to use a 9-inch today because I wanted to fit perfectly into my container that I've chosen. And in order to get it to fit properly, you can see it's just above the size of this particular tray. What I do is I take the corners and I cut them. So I'm using this knife from FloraCraft, but you can use any hardy serrated edge knife. Any cutting instrument will work really well to cut through. So I'm going to score the edges all the way across, and I'm going to cut a triangle out, just like you see I did here. And once those triangles are cut out, you can then place your foam chunk directly in your tray. From there, I take my floral tape, and I'm going to do my floral tape across 2 sections, one on this side and one on this side, and making sure the tape goes all the way through to the bottom. Tape to tape always seals best. Once you've got your block of foam attached to your tray, then I add a little bit of this putty. This is floral putty. I'm going to put that putty right on the bottom, and I place it directly into my container. Now I have this container stacked with foam, so if you can see there's some additional foam in there, and that is what the putty is attaching to. So I have the putty connecting my tray to my foam, but I don't want to have it attached to the container all the time. So that's why I have it on the tray, so I can easily take it off and place it on a shelf, cover it up, and have it wait for the next event it's going out for. The first thing I like to do when I'm designing one of these grand centerpieces with my silk flowers and foliage is I like to set the stage and make sure that my pattern is going to be cohesive all the way around. So the first thing I'm doing is I am adding these beautiful soft lamb's ear. They give this great shape, and they allow me to identify the space I'm going to be using. Now, I want this to be big and full and lush with lots of airy layers. So I'm going to have to make sure as I'm designing that I'm being aware as to where this lamb's ear is and how it's working with my other flowers. This right here is my guide for the entire design. For my second flower, I've added hydrangea. I always love hydrangea. I went with these mop head hydrangea, and now I'm gonna go in with this oak hydrangea. This is really nice because it's got this elongated feel to it, and it's gonna give me an entirely different perspective for this design. This big, beautiful, permanent botanical piece was a blast to create. When I added my blooms, I did so with layers, using one flower at a time to create this big form and fill in all of my spaces. I wanted to keep it as natural as I could while still working with these permanent silk botanicals. For this design, we started with that great block of FloraCraft foam with the PolyRenew, and we added these gorgeous blooms. We added our oak hydrangea, we added peonies, we added garden roses, cherry blossom, lilacs, lamb's ear. Oh, it was all just so beautiful. I was gasping the entire time with excitement. You are gonna love working with these permanent botanicals. All of the flowers we worked with here are from Plus One Imports Permanent Botanicals by the Garcia Group. Well, you know what? Sometimes a great plan changes. And once I completed that design, that beautiful centerpiece, I realized I wanted to add to it. It was so big and beautiful, it needs an upgrade. So we are giving that gorgeous centerpiece this vase to stand on. And because I have these great wreaths from FloraCraft, I decided I was gonna add a second layer and really give some interesting dimension on this centerpiece. We're gonna pop it into this ring. It fits perfectly, and we're gonna add a complementing layer of beautiful blooms to the base of this. This centerpiece is going to be spectacular, and I know the guests at this wedding are gonna be chattering about the flowers. Let me just talk about this gorgeous tablescape, from this amazing gold flatware to the charges, to the napkins, and even the chairs and the linens. A beautiful party really comes together when it's got great event rentals.